What's going on, guys? This is Empty Box, and this is NetKar Pro from a very, very rainy Nurburgring. Someone asked for a NetKar Pro video, someone asked for a Nurburgring video. Just add water and an Osella, and there we are. Presto. Anyways, fun little combination here. As I'm sure you can probably imagine, this car being a hill climb car, lightweight, not too much horsepower, only about 250 ponies, but it does make for a fun drive, especially in the rain. And I apologize if I'm driving a little bit slow. I'm not really all that familiar with this version of the Nurburgring because I pretty much have used the Simbin conversion for a very, very long time over in R Factor land. Should turn the brake pressure down a little bit more, but such is the facts of life, right? Something like that. Anyways, NetKar Pro, even though it is quite old, still an absolutely brilliant sim to drive. Just got to make sure you have quick hands. It really does not feel like the car is trying to kill me. It feels like everything is telegraphed. You know, like I know what the car is going to do, how it's going to react to my inputs, which is the way it should be. If there's one thing that NetKar Pro got absolutely spot on, it's the physics. Still one of the best physically. Now, unfortunately, when you bring up NetKar Pro, you got to talk about the bad things. That was the fact that it's an online-only sim. At the time, it was quite simply too early for its own ambitions. You know, obviously, you think about it, online-only sim now, not necessarily all that far-fetched. I mean, iRacing's already kind of doing it, somewhat of a different, you know, circumstance, obviously, with the environment that they have over there, but they've proven that it can indeed be done and actually work quite successfully. You know, NetKar Pro didn't exactly fail super hard, but for as good as it really is, it should have been better, if that makes any sense. But just very ambitious, very, very ambitious. Got a lot of cool stuff like clickable cockpits that's really make no sense because, you know, that's a feature that's, let me just go ahead and talk about that for a moment. You know, here in NetKar Pro and some cars, you can click through, you know, the steering wheel displays and all that stuff. Cool little immersion feature, but A, it's gone in a set of Corsa, just FYI for you guys out there who are wondering, and B, who has time to click with their mouse while they're driving? I mean, it's like, really? I just never really understood why that feature was so loved. I mean, yeah, it's a cool little immersion thing. It's a cool little, you know, gimmick that no one else has, really. I mean, I'm sure there's some other title out there, such as, you know, Soviet Tank Driving Simulator 2004 edition. Although that begs the question, why do the Soviets have a tank simulator from 2004? Silly Russians. But the whole clickable cockpit thing, yeah, it was cool, but yeah. I'd rather just use a button. Because it's a little bit different reaching for an actual control in the car versus reaching for your mouse, moving your virtual finger in the game world, and then clicking on something. But, hey, I can see where people are coming from. But it's obviously rain racing, which back in its time was still somewhat novel. This is probably the best version of rain racing for a while. Except for maybe GP4, but I'm not sure if you really want to classify that as a sim of the same degree. Even as I am a GP4 fan, it's not really a sim. Still fun though, and still not nearly as terrifying as this section of the track is right now. Okay, you know that comment about not wanting to kill me earlier? I think this section right here does want to kill you. But one thing that they definitely had right, though, was the physics. Now, if only it would have been fixed, and would have been fixed properly in a timely fashion. Which, for you guys out there who are wondering, what in the world is he talking about? Basically, this game had a pretty iffy launch. You know, the multiplayer, which obviously being online only, really was pretty important, just didn't quite work as well as it needed to sustain. Oh god, I hate the carousel. Pretty much the entire time in the carousel, I always just pray that I don't go flying out of it. It's a nightmare, man, just launching out of there. But you know, it pretty much had some bugs, had some issues, which isn't uncommon to any newly released game at all. Can't, you know, blame them because of that. Oh, the game had bugs, you suck as a developer. When, you know, it's obviously immensely difficult for anyone, let alone basically a one-man studio. Yeah, one-man studio, I said that. But then he basically left. No one really knew where he went. Turns out, I guess, he went to work on other projects to help fund the fixing of this title. But nobody really knew that. We were promised fixes and, you know, told they were coming, but they never came. And then they did come, but they were way too late, unfortunately. And that, my friends, is why I am still not on the Assetto Corsa bandwagon. Yes, it drives great. According to the tech preview, yes, it looks pretty good. I'm not really huge on its visual style, but, you know, it's not bad. It's not terrible. It's certainly better than this. But, yeah, I just can't help but remember NetKar Pro, another title that had tons of promise, and I don't want to say didn't deliver, because it did. It just delivered years late. So much fun. Although I am kind of mystified by how forgiving the rain is. And I think about R Factor 2, for example. When you go onto rain, it's basically like deciding you're going to race on ice. And I hit a patch of water there. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but pretty sure those patches of super reflectivity on the track, yes, that is a new word, I'm pretty sure, are actual, like, more standing water puddles. Or at least that's what it certainly feels like. But when you go into R Factor 2, it's basically like going onto ice, taking the studded tires off and saying, I hope to God I survive. Whereas this feels like you have significantly less grip, but at the same time, it feels like it's drivable. It behaves like you'd expect a car to behave. And my God, that would be scary in the real world, going flat out through there. In the rain. A bit of lock up there on the front tires. I remember for years upon years, I always thought, man, it'd be so cool to make that, like, left straight onto the GP circuit. And now that you can in pretty much every sim, it's like, I don't like the GP circuit. GP circuit needs to go away. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this section, but So yeah, that's why I'm running the short version. Long story short. But for the price that you can pick up NetKar Pro now, plus the fact that you can get the Osella Corsa technology preview, which if you haven't tried it, you know, obviously that's a plus. Definitely worth picking up, even though you probably in all likelihood will never actually get to race it. And I am out of steering lock. Just need some more rotation, man, and I could have got it. We need an Osella drift car stat. Let's make it happen. But for the price, you can still pick this up really cheaply. It goes on sale fairly frequently. Definitely worth picking up. You know, even by modern standards, it still has pretty good force feedback. The graphics aren't honestly that bad, and it's fun to drive. If you're an open wheel fan or lower level open wheel fan, Formula 3, Formula 2000, a lot of good fun stuff if you're into that kind of thing. Myself, not really my cup of tea, so easy with the brakes. Starting to get a little bit of lock up front. You can definitely tell the tires have changed in their dynamics at this point. I'll go ahead and move the brakes a little bit, hopefully take a little bit of pressure off the front. That should help prevent any front end lockup, in theory. Which obviously when you're racing in the rain, you want to make the car softer, you want to raise the ride heights. Probably want to add as much downforce as you possibly can. Make sure the brakes have a lower pressure setting so they're not clamping as hard, because you're not going to be able to brake as hard because you have less grip, obviously. And you want to move the brake bias a little bit rearward. Yeah, it really might look like I'm all over the place, really struggling for control, but I really don't feel like I'm struggling for control, especially when I consider the fact that this is with maxed out rain. They literally won't let me go any higher, and for that I'm kind of disappointed. This is such a fun combination, though. Just gotta be careful for those puddles. I can only imagine how it'd be if the water would actually flow properly. Just imagine coming down here, just a giant river. It has to be absolutely terrifying. Probably actually pretty fun, I'm guessing. Then again, isn't that the Nurburgring in a hole right there? Absolutely terrifying and absolutely fun. Someday I must go. Someday I must go. I wouldn't want to do it in the rain, that's for sure. See if we can keep it flat through here. I have a sneaking suspicion we're not. Nope, lifted. definitely have to pay attention. You definitely have to get up on the wheel and actually drive in the rain here. It's just too much fun. Okay, here we go. See, I always feel like I approach the carousel like a complete and utter grandma. But there's also the fact that if you push it too hard and then you miss it, you just... anything that you possibly could have gained through there, you just throw clean out the window. Lots of lightning, though. Ah! Help me! Help me! Oh god, this is not gonna get good. Okay, that was scary right there. I don't want to die, not today. Oh god. Can't keep it on the track, even though I keep saying it's not that difficult. looks like I'm completely lying, but it really is that easy. Just trying to talk at the same time and put together any sort of coherent sentence makes things about 10 times more difficult. Don't believe me? Go ahead and try it. Woo! Big time sideways. I don't know if I'm actually going fast or if I'm just like terribly off the pace, but having just a blast. But quite frankly, I don't care. I put the car right on top of that seam right there. That's definitely not the fast way around. It's just so much fun. Everybody likes gobs of counter steer, do they not? Who cares if it's fast or not? That's a 10-minute lap with the GP circuit in the rain. 10.5 minutes. I don't think that's too terribly good, to be honest. But figure, you know what? Why not? Let's give it another shot. See what happens. See if we can go faster. Obviously, we did have a couple of moments. I think we can get those cleaned up. It's just too much fun. I cannot contain myself. I'm so excited. I just can't hide it. I hope I don't lose control because I won't quite like it. Yeah, just happened. But man, I really wish they would have had AI and... Whoa, my lens is fogging up. Woo! Yeah, that does happen in NetKar Pro. And yeah, that did just totally catch me by surprise because I have to reach over to my keyboard. Okay, this is... Come on, crack your visor already. Been like 2 laps. Like, seriously, come on. Been like 2 laps without it fogging up, and then... and it just doesn't stop. Although I'm not sure you'd be able to attack the curbs quite like that in the real world, in the rain. AKA, I know for a fact you couldn't. And I'm pretty sure sections like this that are basically absolutely covered in rain or covered in paint from all the graffiti would definitely not be a fun place to experience in the rain. Paint may be slippery when wet. I feel like I've completely driven the tires off of this car. But that should just mean more sideways fun, right? I mean, that's what we're all here for. At least that's what I'm here for. I don't know about you guys. Yeah, definitely done some damage to the tires. Seriously, if you don't have NetKar Pro for like the 15th time in this video, you need it. Especially seeing how it's just like on sale, might still be actually, for like €4. I mean, I call that a bargain, man. Even if you're only going to drive around in circles. Yes, the tires do feel a little bit blocky, a little bit made of wood by modern standards. Not really feeling that pliability, the rubberiness of the sidewall, but that really is kind of one of those extra little dynamic things that are nice to have, nice to, you know, be there, but they're not the make it or break it thing. And for some reason my frame rate has hit the crapper. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on here. Why can my computer not run a freaking 8-year-old game properly? Oh boy, it's hard to drive at like 10 frames per second. So there's that. My tires are worn. Yeah. You don't say. Bye.